Boker Tov, good morning. Welcome to this lovely Tuesday morning, this lovely snow-frosted Tuesday morning. I hope everyone is well and taking care in moving about and enjoying the beauty of the sun off of the snow as we wake up and wake up hopefully to a day and a time of gratitude, an opportunity, a moment for us to be here. Good morning, Anne and Joni, and good morning to all who are here with us this morning as we get ready to greet the day together. What a wonderful way to start the day. Good morning, Lauren and Annette and Eleanor, to all. Boker Tov, Boker O. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. Good morning, Sandra and Mariah. Good morning to all those joining us on Zoom or through YouTube. If it's through YouTube, please be sure to subscribe or like so that it's easy for you to find us again as we join together and beyond geography, connect to one another and start the day with a focus on meaning and significance, gratitude, and hope. So let's begin with appreciation. Let's join in the prayer Shir Yetzav, the prayer of the wonder of our physical being. Let's recite it in Hebrew and in English together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma, u'bora'vo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei chisech vodecha, she'im yipatech echad mehem, או יסתם אחד מהם, אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה, אדוני, רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And let's continue with our prayer for the soul. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. One moment. Okay, let's try that again. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. Now let's join together Lasok B'divrei Torah, celebrating our commitment to learning and growth in Torah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu, v'fi amcha bet Yisrael, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. And let us continue to pray by sharing a text that reminds us of the things we are expected to do, we should expect ourselves to do, that help create the fabric of a responsible and engaged society. Elu dvarim she'en lahem shi'ur. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers, ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness, vashkamat beit midrash shacharit v'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening, v'achnasat orchim, to welcome the stranger, ubikur cholim, to visit the sick, v'achnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms, ulvayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead, v'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity, v'hava'at shalom ben adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife, v'talmud Torah keneged kulam. And the study of Torah is equal to them all. Let's join in our Birchot HaShachar, beginning with the first blessing, half Hebrew, half English, and then continuing in Hebrew and alternating, except for our prayer to set free the captive, Matir Asurim, which even as additional captives, hostages are set free this week. Even though the world accepts this kind of barter rather than demanding they be immediately released after this torturous time. We recite that blessing twice as our way of reminding us to raise our voices in every opportunity for them. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you have given the rooster the natural wisdom to distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzalmenu kidmutenu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you have given me free will. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you have helped me provide for my needs. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you clothe the naked. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim, and again in English. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you release those who are held captive, half-half. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you help those who are bowed to stand straight. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, roka haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you guide each person's steps. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you crown Israel with glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten la'ya'ef koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you remove sleep from my eyes and weariness from my eyelids. And now, having recited Chai Brachot, having recited 18 blessings already this morning of the traditional 100 that we recite in a day, looking for opportunities to acknowledge and bless and thank our world and invest it with mission and meaning. In doing that, we turn to the words of Shema that do just that for us, that say to us, this is the way in which you can take your days, take your moments, and make them what they need to be. Please join me in affirming oneness in God and in the world through Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha. Ve'ayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha. Ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. B'shivtecha b'vetecha u'belechtecha v'derech u'b'shokbecha u'b'kumecha. U'kshaltam la'ot al yadecha. והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם. ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו. וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem Emet. On many Tuesdays, we pause and share a poem written by Rich Orloff, poet, writer, playwright, liturgist, a friend as well, since working with me and with Temple on creating a number of poetic works for our Yisker service and to enrich our congregational life. And this week, as we mark the week of Holocaust Remembrance Day, International Holocaust Remembrance Day, a day created not by the Jewish community, but by the international community, whose obligation it is on a very deep level to respond and react and remember the Shoah. I want to share a poem of Rich's that is about how we deal with the past. And the title, I think, might seem surprising since our approach and our appropriate approach, not just to Jewish history in general, but to the Shoah in particular, is that we will remember and testify and never again. But how do we get to never again? Um, that's not the reason that Rich wrote this poem, but I think it strikes me as relevant, and I want to share it with you, even though its title doesn't really reflect the way I'm using it. The title Rich gave to it is A Prayer to Release the Past. I'm going to share the poem, a few comments, and then we'll share it again. The first night I dream. I need to get to my destination. The bus has just left the station. I frantically chase after it, but the bus drives off into the distance. I have just missed the last bus. The second night I dream. I'm trying to add up a stack of cash and checks, but the people around me keep making noise. I'm frantically trying to get the numbers to balance, but there's no quiet place to do so. I'm going nuts trying to add things up. As I awaken, I realize I'm afraid to stop chasing the bus. I'm scared to stop counting. I keep yearning for the stories of my life to add up to meaning. I hold on to the past and keep treating it as my present. I keep saying to the present, not yet, not yet. And I pray, let me stop running after the bus. Let me stop counting. Let me grieve over what's gone and what never was, so I can awaken refreshed tomorrow. This last stanza in particular, for me, is so real and present to me this week, which is as we are living in a time of such difficulty, as we're remembering and the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, the terrible genocide of the Shoah and the crimes of the past. Our goal in remembering is not to live in the past, but to live in a present that is informed by the past. That our goal in general is not to hold desperately onto the past as if it is happening right now, but rather to grieve it. Grieve means to acknowledge the loss and the pain and the reality, both of what was, and so powerfully in that second to last line, what never was, so that we can have an open heart, a clear vision of the reality in which we live today, and so that we can experience the now and have the influence and the perspective we need for this moment. One more time. The first night I dream. I need to get to my destination. The bus has just left the station. I frantically chase after it, but the bus drives off into the distance. I have just missed the last bus. The second night I dream I'm trying to add up a stack of cash and checks, but the people around me keep making noise. I'm frantically trying to get the numbers to balance, but there is no quiet place to do so. I am going nuts trying to add things up. As I awaken, I realize I'm afraid to stop chasing the bus. I'm scared to stop counting. I keep yearning for the stories of my life to add up to meaning. I hold on to the past and keep treating it as my present. I keep saying to the present, not yet, not yet. And I pray, let me stop running after the bus. Let me stop counting. Let me grieve over what's gone and what never was, so I can awaken refreshed tomorrow. I hope that you can find meaning in this poem as well. These words that I think are a challenge and a guide for remembering the losses of the past. In our present today, we're so aware of not just the losses, but the challenges faced by those who wear a uniform and stand on guard for the people of Israel, both the people of the nation, of the Jewish people, and the people of the state of Israel. And so this morning, again, as we do each day, during this time of fragility, this time where really a war footing remains in so many ways, we say our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. מי שבירך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא, ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי אל גוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת צנעתו, ואין מחריד ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who defend our people. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid, and together we say, Amen. And let's join together in our prayer for healing, for those in our family, in our circle of friends, in our community who are ill, who are struggling to recover, who are carrying their own burdens while also taking care of loved ones. While we also pray for all those who are in any way injured or ill, isolated, especially bringing to mind those who remain forcibly isolated by Hamas and their criminal terrorist allies, as we await the release of more hostages, and as we're aware that none of us will be free until all are released and all are returned to their families, whether they remain among the living or not. For those names that have been given to me and given to Temple, those names placed in the chat in this and other services, for all those in need, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, לחל עמם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום, ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength, reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and together we say, Amen. Well, it's very meaningful for me each day to have the opportunity to start the day with you, to connect and to reflect. And we continue now taking time to remember, recalling those who died at this season in years past and those who died in these past 30 days. During this period of time of Shloshim, we extend our condolences to the families of Barbara Freeman, Victor Marks, Jake Hussman, David Silverman, Roxanne Reisman, Sheila Arbisman, Howard Kadekel, Myrna Zeidenberg. And we remember all victims of terror and war, including terror victims Eliza Rice, Ludmila Lipovsky, Rachel Cohen, Tamar Edry, Hamza Ziadne, Yusuf Ziadne, and the following active duty IDF personnel whose lives have been lost during this 30-day period. Nitan Yisrael Shiknazi, Yair Yaakov Shushani, Amit Levy, Dvil Tzion Revach, Hod Shriebman, Alexander Fedorenko, Eliava Stuker, Nevo Fisher, Uriel Peretz, Yachav Mayan, Eviatar Ben Yehuda, Ido Samich, Elad Yaakov, Aviel Weissman, Daniela Diakov, Guy Carmiel, Kenub Kasa, Matateo Yaakov Perel, Oron Shaul, Yachav Hadar, Yoav Pfeffer, Yuval Shoham. And on yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this 28th day of the month of Tevet, the 28th of January, 2025, we extend our condolences to the families of and honor the memories on yahrzeit of Rose Barth, Jean Bluestein, Yetta Brown, Bella Glass, Arthur Greif, Jean Holcomb, Harry Kadekel, Celia Rittersporn, John Rockman, Harold Rosenberg, Ruth Rosenberg, Sidney Sandberg, Joseph Simpson. Zichronam Nevacha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. We join in the words of Kaddish Yatom. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב עמו, אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, amen. I'm sorry to be a little slow on moving the text forward on the Kaddish. Sometimes I'm just too much in the words to remember to click the button. But I hope it didn't get in the way of us honoring and remembering today. I hope today can be a very meaningful and significant day for each of you, for all of you. Looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Boker